This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We had such a beautiful Shabbos, and now here we are, Matzoi Shabbos. It's Erev Chanukah, and I'm thinking to myself, today's Chav Daled Kisleiv. Chav Daled Kisleiv. There's something special about Chav Daled Kisleiv. I don't know that I ever spoke about it, but something was ringing in my neshama, Chav Daled Kisleiv. And I remembered something I came across in the Nevi'im. So I opened up the Siddur of Rabbi Yaakov Emden to the date Chav Daled Kisleiv, and sure enough, he says that on the 24th day of Kisleiv, Chagai prophesied, which actually, if you look in the Navi Chagai, he prophesied twice, and it's the day that they founded the foundation of the second Beis Hamikdash. And sure enough, I looked in Chagai, Perek Beis, Pasuk Yud Ches. Actually, Rabbi Yisrael Reisman, lately I've heard him been encouraging the learning of Sefer Chagai. And sure enough, the foundation of the second Beis Hamikdash, the second temple, was founded on the 24th day of Kisleiv. But still, that's not Chanukah, it's not the 25th. So what is it about the 24th? And I opened up the Navi, Parak Beis, Pasuk Yud Ches, and it says, Miyayim Esrim V'Arba Latshi, on the 24th day of the 9th month, Lemin Hayayim, from the day Asher Yusad Heichal Hashem, that the temple of God was founded. Okay. And then I looked again in Rabbi Yaakov Emden, and he said, look in my halacha sefer, Maruk Tzia. And sure enough, I open up the Maruk Tzia, and Rabbi Yaakov Emden says something wondrous. He says, Betam Shem Chanukah. The reason for the name Chanukah, Nira li davar chadash. I want to present a novel idea. You know why it's called Chanukah? Shenikra Kain al Shem Chinuch HaHeichal. It's named this because of the inauguration of the Heichal, Shahaya Bizman Hazeh. You know, not only was the second Beis Hamikdash rededicated in the time of Chanukah, some 200 years into the second temple, but says Rabbi Yaakov Emden, it was actually inaugurated in the very onset and the very inception on the 25th day of Kisleiv, on the 9th month, on the 25th day, when that temple was built. Because since Chagai prophesied on the 24th day, that was the day that the foundation was laid. That means the Chanukah's Habayis of the second Beis Hamikdash actually began on the next day, on the following day, the 25th day of Kisleiv. Kakosov, he says, Shahaya Bizman Hazeh, Al Shem Chinuch HaHeichal Shahaya Bizman Hazeh B'mei Chagai Hanavi Kakosov B'Nevuosai Shebe'esrim Be'arba L'Tshi Shu Kisleiv Husad. It was founded on the 24th. Ulamachrosai, and on the following day, Chanchuhu B'Hakrava. They inaugurated it by bringing karbanos. What do you mean they brought karbanos? There's no temple yet. Afal Pi Shalei Nivnei Habayis Adayin. Even though the temple had not been built yet, K'di Isa B'Medrash, like we find in the Medrash. Like the Rambam says, that you don't need the actual temple to bring karbanos, you just need the makam hamizbeach. Uvahadlaka miba erev, and the lighting was in the evening. Shein mechanchen hamenoira in ela ben harbayim, and because of that, Chanukah's habayis nekroim yamim yemei nes hanero shiur saboisei perak Chanukah. Very interesting. Because of the miracle of the oil that happened at the same time, they named the miracle of the oil after the date that the Beis Hamikdash was inaugurated in the beginning. And he says, this is a smach gadol to the minhag of making sudais and being marbe besuda. Says Rabbi Yaakov Emden, there's a novel reason for this. The novel reason for sudas is not the miracle of the oil, but for the celebration of the inauguration of the second Beis Hamikdash. So it comes out quite wonderful that we know Rabbeinu Bechaye writes Mikan HaKemech that Chanukah is actually a word of description of the inauguration of the third Beis Hamikdash, and here we have that this was not the first inauguration on Chanukah. Actually, the inauguration of the second Beis Hamikdash was also on Chanukah. And it just occurred to me that our tradition, based on the Yalkut Shimoni, is that the Mishkan was supposed to be inaugurated on Chanukah, but we waited until Rosh Chodesh Nisan. So the 25th day of the month of Kisleiv is a day from time immemorial where we begin to inaugurate our holy institutions. So let us utilize this opportunity to be mechanech our own personal avodas Hashem, wishing everyone a freilichen Chanukah, a lichtigen Chanukah, and only simcha in avodas Hashem, Abi Tzedek.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.